Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you are joining me on my YouTube channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. We are inching towards 2,000 subscribers. I'd love to be there before the NFL season starts off. There is no stop. There is no go back. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday about the situation that the young man from Texas finds himself in. That's Quinn Ewers, who is an Ohio State commitment quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. I believe the number one recruit, who has decided that he's going to skip his senior year so that he can take advantage of a name, image, and likeness deal that he has set up. He's doing this because they don't honor or allow student athletes to take advantage of their name, image, and likeness in high school. Now, you can debate whether or not you think that young men should be able to take advantage of their name, image, and likeness all you want. I'm not here for that debate, because at the end of the day, and if you know anything about me, you know anything about what I've stood for forever, it's equity. And not just equity, but equity and equality. If you're able to do something, then all should be able to do something. I've always felt that way. I always will feel that way. So from the standpoint of name, image, and likeness, this young man who has an opportunity to take advantage of the fact that he's a very popular football player in high school has no guarantee of success in college. He also has no guarantee of professional success. All he has right now is the heat that he has from being the number one recruit in the nation. Why should he not be able to take advantage of that? It's not the Texas High School Association that made him hot. It's not the school that made him hot. It's his play that made him hot. It's his ability that's made him one of the most sought after young men in the country. And because of that, it is his talent that has allowed him to garner these deals. So why would we not allow him this opportunity? Why would we not allow him this opportunity to make money? And here's why I feel this way. If a pianist, a great pianist in high school, is able to play really, really well, nobody in Texas tells that pianist they can't make money playing piano. If you have a really good actor in high school, nobody in Texas is going to tell that actor they can't make money acting. So why is it like that for an athlete? It's because the money that comes in from playing the piano or from acting doesn't come to the institution. That's why. If the money that they got from acting, if the money that they got from playing a piano, if the money that they got from drawing a picture, the money they got from designing a website, if all of that money came to the institution, meaning Texas high school, whatever, or the county or the school, then they would try to stop those people from making that money on their own, because that would take money away from the institution. This is a problem. And now, as a result, in August, Southlake Carroll, which, can't really feel bad for Southlake Carroll. They get talent like it's going out of style. But I'm pretty sure they weren't ready to be without their starting quarterback coming into August. Now, do they probably have somebody else there ready to take that spot, ready to take up the mantle? Absolutely. But now they don't get the luxury of this young man's service. And so now, Quinn Ewers is going to take his talents early to Ohio State, where if he's smart, he won't play. Just self-mandate this to be a redshirt year. However, if I'm him, I document everything. I record everything. I video everything. I come out of this thing with a documentary that I sell to somebody and I make more money. Again, let's stop acting like we don't live in a capitalist society. So these young men being able to take advantage of their name, image, and likeness to make money is something that we cannot take away from them, because the next level is not guaranteed. Maurice Claret always comes to mind when I think about this, because had he been able to go to the NFL after his freshman year, who knows what his career looks like. I do know this: he would have made infinitely more money than he made off of his football career, because he would have been a higher draft pick and he would have been afforded a lot more opportunity to fail than he received once he finally was able to go to the NFL after having to sit out. There is no stop. There is no end. The conversation that I had with this person went along these lines. Well, where does this end at? Where do we stop at? Like, you're going to have elementary school kids getting? Yes, because elementary school actors and actresses get paid. Elementary school musicians that go play professionally, they get paid. Yet they are still able to take advantage of all of the scholarship opportunities that athletes are able to take advantage of. If you don't see that that's an inequality, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't see it, then I don't know what to tell you. But that is inequality. And so I'm looking for equality, and I'm looking for equity. I want these young men and young women to be able to have ownership over who they are and be compensated for who they are, and not just pimped out because they play a sport, when these other talented young men and women are not being taken advantage of that way. Shout out to Simone Biles, who this morning took the bronze medal. As predicted, she came back on the balance beam and she did not perform any twisting routines. She wasn't perfect, but you can still tell that she's good enough. That she's good enough to make those things happen. Shout out to my boy Malik at Blitz Mag. Prez, if you're not following him on Twitter, he says the only thing is actors and musicians represent themselves, not a school or a team. And that is true. But we're not asking the school or team to pay these young men. We're saying that these young men should be able to make money off of their talent. So whether it's with the school or the team or other places, they should be able to make money. I do agree that it's not 100% apples to apples, but there is a good enough comparison that we can see where the inequality is. Talent is talent at the end of the day. And if you have a talent and people want to pay you because you have that talent, there should not be an entity out there that's stopping you, because these are not the teams that are stopping these players from being paid. These are not the schools that are stopping these players from being paid. These are the organizations that govern those schools or those teams. And that's just wrong. I wanted to talk more another thing. The NBA free agency has started, and yesterday we saw people getting paid, and I'm all here for it. And I love how people always want to pocket watch these guys when they make money. Oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody gave Lonzo Ball $80 million. Yeah. Have you not seen what Lonzo Ball does? Just because he hasn't been on good teams doesn't mean he's not good. And then you have to remember you're still talking about someone who's in their mid 20s, not even mid 20s, excuse me, early 20s, maybe the beginning of their mid 20s. Lonzo Ball came into the NBA at 19 years old. He was 1 year removed from high school. So you're banking on the next 4 to 5 years being better than the first 4 years. And the first 4 years, 3, 4 years was really good for what he is. He is a guy who is a stat stuffer, a guy who has an ability to be a legitimate floor general. Does he have the greatest shot in the world? No. That's it. That's all. That's the knock that you have on Lonzo Ball. He doesn't have the greatest shot in the world. Well, guess what? He's working on it. It's getting better. Watch other people. Jared Allen, I believe, got 100 million over 4 years or 100 million over 5 years, and people were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they paid Jared Allen." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, why are you watching these young men pockets? Let them make their money. Nobody is looking at you in your cubicle working your desk job or at your counter working your Starbucks job or in your office working your 9 to 5 and saying, "Oh, that person who is commenting on these NBA players, let's watch their pockets. Let's see how much money they make." Oh, wow. So you're telling me that all you do is sign paperwork all day and they pay you $80,000 to do that? They can find somebody on the street to sign paperwork and pay them half that. No, we don't do that. We congratulate you on making your money and we keep it moving. Yet at every single turn, we find a reason to pocket watch. We find a reason to hate on a team and or an organization because of what they choose to pay a player. If the Lakers want to pay Russell Westbrook's contract, then let the Lakers pay Russell Westbrook's contract. That has nothing to do with you. If the Atlanta Hawks want to give Trae Young $25-26 million a year, boom. If the Heat want to give if they want to give Lowry, trade for Lowry and give Lowry $20-30 million a year, that's what they're going to do. Shout out to Chris Paul, who I think plays the game better than almost anyone at the point guard position. He would be my number one 6-foot point guard, but I saw Isaiah Thomas play. Not your Isaiah Thomas, my Isaiah Thomas, Zeke from the Shy. I saw him play. So because I saw Isaiah Thomas play, Chris Paul can't be my number one point guard 6 feet and under. As anyone that's ever knows, they know my number one player is Magic Johnson. It's not Jordan. It's not LeBron. It's Magic Johnson. I contend he changed the game forever. Look at how many people employ big guards who can do more than just set an offense up. So I just look at all of these. Jimmy Butler, by the way, just got a lot of money. Chris Paul was able to opt out of a $40 million a year contract for the next year and then re-upped and got, I believe, 30-something million a year over the next 4 years. So he opted out of 40 for this coming year. He got 4 more years and $120 million. That is how you get this thing done. That is how you play the game. Because a lot of people would have said, well, if I'm Chris Paul, I just play out and get that 40. I opt in for that 40 million. Yeah, but do you want the one lump sum 40 or do you want 120 spread out over 4 years? These are guaranteed contracts. It doesn't matter how good Chris Paul is in another 2 years, 3 years. He's still going to get that money. There is no end. There is no stop. We can't go backwards. Stop watching these young men's pockets. Stop watching these young ladies' pockets. Allow them to be the entrepreneurs that we keep saying this country is built off of. We keep saying, hey, if you have a talent in this country, you can find a way to monetize that. Now, all of a sudden, young men and young women in athletics are finding a way to monetize themselves, and people have an issue with it. Don't be hypocrites. Stop watching their pockets. We're not going back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this second live episode of Talk Spicy. Remember, I'll be here all week, 7 o'clock. Join me every morning. Rate the show, comment, agree and disagree. Agree or disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Peace.